Hello, my math genius. How are you? Welcome to my channel Maths Fun Learning. I'm your math teacher Rashi, and in this video, I'm going to share IMO Maths Olympiad of Class 4. This is the Sec B 2018 and 19 paper. So, you already know that Olympiad paper has 4 sections. Logical reasoning is a part 1. Mathematical reasoning is a part 2. Everyday mathematics is a part 3. And Achievers section is a part 4. So I already solved these 2 parts. So today I am going to solve everyday mathematics, that is a part 3. It has 10 questions. Let's start solving these. Okay, let's come. So this is the everyday mathematics. Basically this is related, these questions are related with your syllabus, that is everyday mathematics. So let's start, and before going to start, keep a pencil ready with you in your hand and let's start. Question number 21. First read the question and underline the important words and the terms here. Sonika has 60 vanilla ice creams and 100 butterscotch ice creams. Okay. She packs vanilla ice cream in a box of 12 each. That means she packed 12 ice creams, vanilla ice cream in each box. And butterscotch ice cream in a box of 20 each. And she packed butterscotch ice cream in one box. She packed 20 ice creams. So how many boxes will she make in total? Now we have to find out the number of the boxes which she make in total. So be ready. Okay, come. So question number 21. Sonika. Kids, if you are not able to understand these type of questions, problems, so what you will do, you just read these questions with your name. Here you can see it's a Sonika. So that means if I will put my name, like Rashi has 60 vanilla ice cream. So here by structure I will draw a small. Okay, so she has a 60 vanilla ice cream. So here I will write vanilla ice cream and butterscotch ice cream. So she has a 60 vanilla ice cream and 100 butterscotch ice cream. Okay, now what happened? So I'll make a ice cream here. Okay, and what happened here, what I did, I'm going to pack this 60 vanilla ice cream in a box. So this is the one box. Here I pack 60 vanilla ice cream in one box. I pack around 12. Okay, so please understand, this type of questions are unitary method. We will call it a unitary method. And butterscotch ice creams I packed in one box, and that is 20. Okay, now kids, it's quite easy to find out the number of the boxes. Read the table of 12 so that 60 will come, because in one box there are 12 ice creams. So 12 times 5 gives you a 60. That means you have a 5 boxes of vanilla ice cream where you pack 60 ice creams, vanilla ice creams, and that the number of the boxes is 5. Okay, so you used 5 boxes. And if you read the table of 20, you will find that is there are 5 times 100. Okay, I'll write here 5 times 20 gives you 100. That means here also you used 5 boxes to pack butterscotch ice creams. Okay, now how many boxes you used here? Total number of the boxes defined is 5. You used 5 boxes are used for a vanilla one, and the 5 boxes are used for the butterscotch. The total boxes are 10 boxes. So this is your answer. Option C is correct. Now let's find out the next question, that is a question number 22. Meenal traveled 469 meter by walking, 2 kilometer 500 meter by train, and then took an auto for traveling a distance of 1 kilometer 423 meter. Find the total distance she traveled. Here again we have to find a total distance. Now let's see question number 22. Okay, yes. So instead of Meenal, I used my name, and you can use your name. So I traveled 469 meter by walking. So by walking I traveled this much. Okay, I started from here. So this is a 469 meter by walking, and then I used another color. Then I take a train. So the distance by train which I covered, that is 2 kilometer 500 meter by train. After that I used auto. So I use here the green color, auto. For while auto, I'll cover distances 1 kilometer 423 meter. So what is the total distance? Here you can see what I traveled from here, A to B. This point, the end point, I call it B. So I travel from A to B, and I have to find out the total. Total means I have to add this. Okay. So while adding, one beautiful things I'm going to share, and that is here it is kilometer. Kilometer means it is and the numbers we have to change into a meters. So kids, the kilometer means 1,000 place. Okay, 1 kilometer gives you a 1,000. Okay, 1,000 meter. So that means kilometer means 1,000 place. 1,000, 100, tens and ones. We have to use always kilometer on the 1,000 place, like here 2 kilometer. Here you can see 469 meter. That means this is 100, tens and ones. 4, 6, 9. So I'll just box this. This is called a meter. 1,000 place is called a kilometer. 2 kilometer, I'll put 2 is on the 1,000 place. 500. 1 kilometer means 1 on the 1,000 place. 423 meter, and they said total means I have to add this. Okay, 9 plus 3, yes, it is 12. Now 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. And put a carry. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So here you can see 4,392 meter. And when you can change into a kilometer, you know that 4 is on the 1,000 place. So we can call it 4 kilometer 392 meter. So this is a quite easy. If it is a kilometer, that means that number is on the 1,000 place, and rest numbers are on the 100, tens and ones. So the answer is 4 kilometer 392 meters. The option C is correct. Okay. Now let's come to the question number 23. An ant is crawling from point A to point B. Here you can see point A to point B using the staircase as shown. Okay, how much distance will it crawl to reach the point B? So let's see how much distance it will cover. Okay, let me draw this here on my sheet and then start. Okay, so here you can see the ant is started crawling and from A and it's reached to B point. Okay, now it's you can see the ant using the distance from here. The horizontal line is 6 meter and the vertical line is 5 meter. That means if ant is using the vertical line, so I will just color this vertical line with my green color. So this whole distance of vertical line is 5 meter. How is it? Let me see. Look, this distance is here. The length is from here to here is this. So are you able to understand? So yeah, and you can see the distance from, see I mark it here, and from this point here to here, and you can see the distance is equal and rest is here. So that means whatever the vertical line the ant is using, and that vertical line is equal to the 5 meter. This like that, the same only whatever the horizontal line the ant is using, which I now colored red in color. So the horizontal line that is equal to the this base horizontal line, you can see it is equal to that, and yeah, here also. So what is the distance she is using? So you can see the 6 meter is that, if you can observe, 6 meter is the horizontal line plus 5 meter is the vertical line. So 6 plus 5, how many meter she crawl? Ant crawl. 6 plus 5 is, very good, excellent, you did a good job. So my option D is correct, 11 meter. Okay, now let's read the next question. Question number 24. If cost of 4 wooden chair is rupees 3,360 rupees, then what is the cost of 16 such chairs? Okay, let's do in a simplest method. Question number 24. You know that the cost of 4 wooden chair is rupees 3,360 rupees. And now we have to find out the cost of the 16 wooden chairs. Okay, kids, have you noticed something? It is 16 means the chairs are increased in a number. That means there are 4 wooden chairs, and read the table of 4 when the 16 will come. 4 times 4, excellent. So 4 times 4 gives you a 16. That means if you multiply 4 with your 4 wooden chairs, you will get a 16 wooden chairs. That means the same thing you will do. You just multiply 4 with your rupees. The rupees of 4 wooden chairs. So let's multiply. 4 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. Very good. 4, and we'll write 2 here. 3 times 4 or 4 times 3, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. Good. 4 3s are 12 plus 1, 13. Very good. So how much the cost of the 16 wooden chair is? 13,440. Well done. Good job, kid. That's a very easy method to solve this. So option B is a correct. 13,440 rupees of the cost of the 16 wooden chairs. Now let's come to the question number 25. Sanchita has 9 liter 250 milliliter of paint. If she used 4 by 5 of the total quantity of the paint, then how much quantity of paint is left with her? Kids, you have to remember that they ask you that she left quantity of paint which is left with her. So let's find out how do we do that. Is it difficult? No, kids, it's not difficult. It's quite easy if you understand some small points, the basic points, small things. So it's quite easy for you to understand. Now let's start question number 25. Instead of Sanchita, I use my name, or you can use your name, Rashi. So I have 9 liter 250 milliliter paint. Okay, and here I'm going to explain you one more thing. 1 liter means 1000 milliliter. That means the place of the liter is 1,000 place. Okay, so if I'll write this like this: 1,000, 100 tens and ones. 100 tens and ones is your milliliter, and the 1,000 is your liter. So I can write like this. You can see, yeah, it's quite easy. So your number is 9,250. Okay, so kids, let's see. Suppose I have a one bucket, and this paint bucket. This bucket is filled with paint. Okay, so I'll just fill this bucket with the paint. Yeah, so this is a paint. But you can see I divide this. The fraction which I used is I divide this whole bucket into 4 by 5. 4 by 5 means the denominator. The 5 is your denominator and the 4 is your numerator. That means the whole bucket I divide into 5 parts. Let me divide it first. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so look this: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I divide this my paint into 5 equal parts. So while doing a fractions, we have to divide anything in a equal parts. So I divide my paint into 5 equal parts, and from which I used 4 parts. So I use this one. So let me do. So you know that I have a total number of the paint. I have this. So let me divide this into 5 equal parts. So how I will divide this? Yeah, tell me. Yes, while division. So I'm going to use a division method to divide my total paint 9,250 milliliter into 5 parts. So let me see. 5 times 1, 5. So I'll just subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4. Excellent. I'll write 2 here down. It's a 42. So 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract 2. This 5 I'll write down. It is 25. 5 times 5 is 25. And then I have to write 0 because it's a cross. So 0 ko I have to solve 0 times. Okay. So that means in whole every part is my 1,850 milliliter. Okay, यानी कि 1 liter 850 milliliter. Every part is, because I divide into equal parts. And you know that I used 4 parts. 4, it's written there, 4 by 5 of the total quantity she used. So that means I used 4 parts of that paint. Second part I already used, you know that this much is also used, this is also used. Third part is used by me, also used by me. Cut it there. What is the amount which is left here? So it's quite easy. The amount which is left, 1 liter 850 milliliter or 1850 milliliter, or you can say 1 liter 850 milliliter. Let me see which is my correct option. Option A is correct. Well done kids, you did a good job. Now question number 26. Kanika bought 5 mobile phones like the one shown here. What is the estimate value? Okay, so here you can see the cost of one mobile is 12,480 rupees. The estimate value of the money paid by her if the total amount is rounded off to the nearest hundreds. Let me see. Question number 26. Yeah. Okay. So you know that Kanika is my friend. She bought 5 mobiles. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You know that the cost of each mobile is 12,480 rupees. You know that if one mobile cost is 12,480 rupees, so what is the cost of other mobiles? The cost of each mobile is the same because she bought us from a same company. So if you have to find out the total amount what she paid, so what you have to do? Same unitary method you have to use. The cost of one mobile is 12,480. To find out the 5, so we are going to multiply it with 5. Use pencil here. 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 8 is 40. Good. 0 you have to write it here. 4 is carry. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 4 is excellent, 24. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Good. And 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 6. Good job. So the total cost of 5 mobiles are 62,400. Okay, but the question said if the total amount is rounded off to the nearest 100. I hope you already watched my round of videos. 62400. Here we have to find out the nearest 100. Nearest hundreds. Okay, which is the 100 place? As I told you, 100 place, you have to underline that 100 place. This is your 100 place and round off and the circle the next of that. That is tens place. Tens is your weak number. That is a 0. If it is a weak, this number will be the same. And from the underlined number, the left side of the numbers you have to write the same. And it is a weak, the number we have to write same, and the numbers are 0. The total she paid round off money, that is 62,400. So option D is correct. Excellent. Now come to the question number 27. In an examination, 4,840 students were enrolled. Okay, 4,840 students filled the form. Only 2,499 students appeared for the exam. Oh no, lot of students are absent. How many students did not appear for the exams? So that means here we have to find out the number of the students, those who did not appear for the exam. Okay, So how do you find? Think. It's quite easy. Let me tell you. So what is the easiest method to use? Simple, because you know that total number of the students are 4,840 and only appears 2,499 students are available. They appeared for the exams, and rest of the student, if you subtract, rest of the students are not able to attend the exams. So you have to subtract. Let's see. Let me change the color of my pen. Okay. So is it easy? You can subtract 9 from 0? No. So you have to take a borrow. It is 10 now. 10 minus 9 is 1. So when you take a borrow, this number is 4 is become 3. 3 minus 9, it is not possible. So I will take a borrow from my neighbor from the 100 place. The 8 is become 7 and 3 is become 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. Very good. And 7 minus 4 is 3 and 4 minus 2 is 2. So that means 2,341 students are absent. So 2,341. The option D is correct. Now let's come to the question number 28. Isha left her home in the morning. After 1 hour she reached her school. There she attended an annual function of 2 hours 20 minutes which ended at 11:20 a.m. At what time she left her home? Okay, so that means if you think yourself that if you start your time going to school, so at what time you start traveling from home to school? So we have to find that. Okay, so let's start. Question number 28. Okay. Okay, so this is my home. So I start at what time I start this? I have to find out. So I start from home to school. So when I reach to the school, that time also I have to find out. And the difference between to home to school, the time is 1 hour. And in school, when I reached here, so I attended annual function. That is annual function. The annual function which I attend, that is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, so that the annual function is ended at 11:20 a.m. Okay, so now we have to find out this timing of school. So you know that annual function which I attend is 2 hours 20 minutes time and it ends at 11:20. So how do I find that? So what I have to do? I have to move back. We're not going think about it, okay, I start from 7 then 8, not like this. I have to subtract my journey from the end point to the start point. So this is 11:20. Okay, so what I did, from 11:20 subtract is 2 hours 20 minutes, because you know that this is a minute and this is an hour. Okay, if I subtract 0, 11 minus 2 is 9. Very good. So when I reached school, the time was 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock. So it is 9 a.m. and 1 hour before, so that means if I subtract that 1 hour from 9, it is 8. So that means I started my traveling to school is 8 a.m. The morning 8 a.m. So 8 to 9 and 2 hours from the 9th school annual function which I attended for the 2 hours and 20 minutes is 11:20. So when I started my time at 8 a.m. So here you can see 8:20, 9:30 and C option 8 a.m. is correct. Now let's do the question number 29. The given table shows the number of different types of balls bought by a shopkeeper. What fraction of the total number of the balls is the tennis ball? That means you can see here the table. Table here, the types of the ball and the number of balls which is bought by the shopkeeper. And look here. And we have to find out the fraction of the tennis ball. First you can see he bought a football, 24 balls, 50 cricket balls, 28 baseballs and 42 tennis balls. Now, how do you find out the fraction of tennis ball? Okay. To find out the fraction of tennis ball, what we have to do, first find out how many total footballs shopkeeper bought. So we have to find out the total number of balls. Numbers of balls which is bought by the shopkeeper. You know that he bought footballs, that is 24. So to find out the total means you have to add it. Cricket balls 50, baseballs 28 and the tennis balls 42, and total we need means we have to add. So 4 plus 8 12, very good. 12 plus 2 14, good job. 14 1 1 plus 2 3 3 plus 5 8 8 plus 2 10 10 plus 4, very good. So there are 144 total balls which is bought by the shopkeeper. Good job. Now we have to find out the fraction of tennis balls only. Okay, tennis ball, you know that tennis balls are 42. So the fraction means the numerator and the denominator. Denominator means the full total number of the balls, and the total number of the balls are 144 and the tennis balls are 42. Kids, you have to see here, to find out the proper fraction you have to do a lowest fraction. A lowest fraction means you have to divide these fractions, these numbers, with one number, so that these numbers are divided and it gives you a lowest number, lowest fraction, so it will not divide further. Let's see about the both numbers are even, that means it is divided by 2. And yeah, you can see these numbers are divided by 3 also. 4 not possible. Yes, 6 is the number, you can divide that. 6 times 7 is 42 and divide this. 6 times 28 gives you a, sorry, not 28, it is 24. Yeah, it is 24. Okay, how 24? See, if I divide 144 with 6, 6 times 2 is 12 and 6 24. Okay, so this is the fraction of the tennis ball, 7 by 24. So 7 by 24 is the option D is your correct answer. Now let's come to the 30. Question number 30. 3 milestones, look at here, the PQR are at different places. PQR shows how far is town X from these places. Okay, if Rashi, oh wow, that's my name, want to reach the town X, then from which place she travels the shortest distance. So we have to find out first the short, what is the kilometer here, and we have to find out the shortest distance, the milestone of the shortest distance. Okay, so these are the Roman numbers, as you already know. Let's start. Okay, question number 30. LVII, LX 1x and XX 1x. Okay, what is the meaning of L? Yeah, L is okay, I'll change the color so that quite easy. L means 50 and V means 5. And Roman numbers, if you want to learn Roman numbers, so I will share you another video. And now you can see here this one, 50 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, this is 7, so it is 57. Here you can see 50, x is a smaller than 50 and it is right hand side, so that means x means 10, so it is plus 1x means 9, right? So that is 50 plus 10 is 60 plus 9, 69, and this is 10, this x is 10 and this is also 9, it gives you a 29. So milestone R is, this is Q and this one is P. The milestone R is shortest distance. The option C is correct answer. Kids, I hope you understand these questions and you understand the concepts also, and I hope these questions are you are able to understand properly. If you have any doubt, let me know, and if you like my video, please like and subscribe it, and if you like it, and share it with your friend. Thank you.